After Renee Stout's Red Room at 5. 0. You have me thinking about thirst. How strange to feel it settle on the brain like ash, when I should be making swift work of my hands. Palm magic I brew, deep tissue down to leather, delicate skin of legs sluggish with years. Lack is everywhere suddenly. I can see it each day collecting in the thick pulp of the veins I need, the muscles a seizing wasteland. And when all the bodies are gone from here, none of them, not one of them yours, none of them, it colors even the window's silent offer and the sun's whisper, here, here still. 10. A tonic for the tongue, a bitter wash of mollusk crushed to coat, to melt a name into well water and sweet dusk, to still a twist of spine, its edges sharpened until skin breaks and starts in on the shadows, to change our shape, glass blown to beast, to brawl and to churn our sweat into a salve for the waning light. Every flicker grows weighty, waiting for us to spread glitter wild, while evening swells in the mouth like a plea. 20. This is a contrapuntal, so I'm going to be reading each side individually and then the entire poem straight across. This room's red is spoiling without the ochre of your skin, and me, stripped bare down to the dark rings of nipple you turn over in your mouth. My chest thrums with a quiver like your touch gives, but violent, so far from tender. This rumbles like ruin, and you aren't enough to keep me waiting in this kind of absence, too brittle. Outside, you add up my hands, one to pull at the curtain seam, one to rustle my bra, one to tap out trouble on the bedpost. You've never lied. Sweetness has always pocked your tongue, and you've licked me with the scars, all I'm good for anyway. Still, my salt has you counting down the minutes, hoping for something like us to grow. This room's red is spoiling without the ochre of your skin, and outside you add up my hands. One to pull me stripped bare down at the curtain seam, one to rustle my bra to the dark rings of nipple, one to tap out trouble you turn over in your mouth. On the bedpost, my chest thrums with a quiver like you've never lied. Your touch gives, but violent sweetness has always pocked your tongue, so far from tender, and you've licked me with the scars. This rumbles like ruin, and you aren't all I'm good for anyway. Still, my salt has enough to keep me waiting, you counting down the minutes, hoping in this kind of absence, too brittle for something like us to grow. 30. What can you tell us that we don't already know of thirst, when even what we can keep from curdling is spit out of the mouth like rot? 40. How far does a voice carry when it is muffled in the nape of a neck? How loud a promise to kiss the listening backs of walls? Echo, you uninvited spirit, Was this your trick of sound? Is dimpled plaster enough to distort my lilt into another's round timber, to reverberate against the skin like touch? In the silence now, there is no lip print on the glass but mine, no scent in the sheets but mine, and her myth fades into every darkening inch around me. 50. A recipe. Sorrow is a hollow root. Boil it in 2 cups water, a ½ cup of vinegar, and sweet wine to taste. The flesh will go runny and sink to the bottom. Do not mix. Let the separation stay. The slow odor of rust will raise a dizzying shiver. Do not wrap yourself in strangers. Let the prickle on your skin stay. Take the tincture, still scalding from the stove, and dip in the ends of your hair. Let the locks drink until swollen, until the heat drips trails down your back. Gather the wet mess like a rag. Start at the window. Wipe down every surface. Yes, the curtains. Yes, the lampshade. Yes, your thighs and to the soles of your feet. Your head will be heavy, too heavy to welcome sleep. Let the weight anchor you to the floor for days, as many as it takes for each strand, full with the room's emptiness, to fall from the scalp. Bring the remaining liquid into a glass. What's left will be a drink mild enough to swallow.